Hello, everybody, and welcome to Enchanted Chatter. I'm Courtney.
I'm Bri.
How are you today?
Toddler mom life is fun.
You've had a tiny terrorist today, right?
For sure. Tiny terrorist, tiny dictator, tiny arsonist. You name it. He was in his villain arc era today.
Also, on a fun note, I was playing with our bot and updating some stuff, and I got things to work. So there's like a welcome message in the chat today and a question of the day that was actually posted into the chat like it should be.
I see that.
And I'm very amused with myself that I got it to work.
Fancy. At some point we can get like a thing of we're about to go live.
Yes, that will be a thing. Hi, should we boot him?
How many viewers do we have?
1. We can boot him, but it's recorded, so we can't.
Okay, he's already in trouble. I even put my ring on.
He really is in trouble.
He's already like, are you mad at me?
Well, I guess we can go ahead and get started. I had a good weekend.
Oh yeah, you absolutely had a fantastic weekend.
I managed to top 8 at InkClash at the 5K on Saturday.
And I mean, the person that knocked you out of the top cut is who ended up winning the whole tournament, so that makes it okay.
Exactly. And it was also Cody, who's a good friend. So
that's true, yeah.
We're okay with it.
Not in your favor.
No, the cards were not in my favor. And the Christmas deck was a wild card that did wild card things and was really good. It played very well.
It looked like it was a lot of fun to play, at least. But that's also could have just been the pilot of the deck is a goober and making it fun.
It was very fun to play against Cody on stream. It was not a fun episode. Like, it wasn't a fun time to be on stream losing. Luckily the chat was not too mean to me because I did go back and watch the stream match for my top 8. It was not pretty.
I missed the top 8 match because we were like, okay, I need to turn it on. What are you doing? What are you into? And I was like, and it's over.
Hi, Fairy Queen Tink. Thanks for joining.
The goober affect your play?
No, it actually made it. I think that it was a really good experience for my first time at a big event making top 8. I think it put me at ease, which is something that I want to talk about today because I think my mindset for the weekend was a big component to my success of the weekend. And I know that I feel like people talk about mindset a lot, but at the same time, I think it's like a good thing to focus on because I think it was a really big game changer for me personally. So I'm excited to talk about it a little. But I figured before we got into breaking down my matches, should we talk about our fabled bingo cards?
Yes, because it took me all of 3 weeks to figure it out because I was like, I want this card. Oh, wait, no, I want this one. Oh, wait, no, I want this one.
So I posted on our social media today a blank fabled bingo card for everybody to take and create their own bingo card for all the reveals that are starting. I'm very excited for this because it makes the reveals more of a game.
Yes.
So, Bri, this is yours.
Super goof.
We did not communicate our bingo cards at all to each other. And we
No.
only had one overlapping.
That's very impressive, honestly.
I'm very surprised by this.
And like I feel like I went off of what cards do I enjoy playing out of different colors, and then some of them are just like I like Hades. I love the art, and I love Matthew Robert Davies. So I'm like anything
that is
from him. I'm like
I feel like that's been your favorite art since like set 1.
Yeah, it like that one, and then like the Belle Enchanted.
Yeah.
And yeah, Bri went off vibes. That's 100% true. I always go off of vibes. Well, and also Zeus is not purely off of vibes, because Zeus, you have to deal with the shark, because the shark isn't going anywhere anytime soon. So we have to have if Zeus dies,
please don't take Zeus away. I don't want to deal with the shark without Zeus. That's a very fair point. I would be interested if Peter Pan Shadowfinder stays. I love this card. And
I haven't seen anything close to that mechanic that one gives, with giving evasives rush.
Mm-hmm.
There's no other cards that have it, so they would have to have some sort of something else that could do that. Whereas like a lot of cards have like your boy Smee can go bye-bye, because Nathaniel Flint is like the same thing.
God, you I feel like I'm happy Liam is on an airplane right now, because he said he was going to pay us back and make our chat unhinged from how unhinged you made their chat on Monday.
Listen, I provided information and I was spreading the gospel that is Nathaniel Flint. Really, Ed and Mo and all the other Worlds players that were watching are going to come out with a Nathaniel Flint, because Smee is going to get banned here in a couple weeks, and I'm going to be so vindicated, and it's going to be glorious and amazing.
Oh my gosh, that'll be very funny if that happens. You can tell me I was wrong at that point.
I will make myself like a crown at that point, and just Nathaniel.
I mean, you have the form for one, because you've already made a card print.
Exactly.
All right. What else do we got? I feel like your Rapunzel is a pretty solid one. Yeah, surprisingly, Rapunzel was not our overlapping prediction for reprint.
I thought, honestly, I was like, probably Zeus and Rapunzel are going to end up being overlapping.
We can go to mine. So
Cindy.
Yeah, I needed both of them. I need the little Cindy and I need big Cindy. That was our overlapping.
I just love the big Cindy's art.
I love the big Cindy's art, but I also enjoy playing it. And I feel like it floats in and out of meta decks pretty regularly.
Where it hits the board and you're just kind of like, oh, what do I do?
Mm-hmm.
And if you get it down early enough, it's just kind of like, you know what? I'm just going to pick up my cards and we're going to go to the next game, because I can't deal with that on turn 4.
Yeah. And I haven't really seen a lot of people talk about locations for reprints, but I'm here for them. So I picked Queen's Castle.
That's fair. I thought about putting Queen's Castle in there, and then also McDuck Manor. But I can't remember which set Manor comes from. Manor might not be a part of the rotation. I can't remember. I didn't look at that one yet. But
you're correct. There's no need to reprint any red cards. We're fine without them.
Yeah. Yep.
It could go into the Oblivion.
The big dragon.
I have been saying cards that are getting rotated out of competitive play or core constructed, they're going into the vault. If you know, you know. And if you don't know, you're too young. And it's not fair that you get Disney Plus.
Yeah, it's not fair.
And never had to suffer through missing movies because they went into the vault.
I feel like Liam is always on an airplane. Liam is always on an airplane.
He's traveling somewhere for everything all the time. Are anyone in chat have cards that you want to see reprinted, or cards that you want to not see printed and want them locked away in the vault.
Just send them away.
Yeah.
To a far off land.
Blue, please. I don't know if that's for a reprint. Ooh, I want Ariel.
Blue.
Okay. Which Ariel? The
Sonic Warrior or the singer?
The singer. Because both good arguments. Wait, is Sonic? Yeah, Sonic
Warrior
is
I checked that one earlier. She was on my if we have too much overlapping, here's some backup cards list.
I agree. But I'm also ready to keep my Steel Song and my Jafar Wheel decks will absolutely be my Infinity format decks.
I mean, you're gonna have to with if Hiram is an Infinity, you're gonna have to have some sort of win condition that will put you around that one. Prince John.
I like this. I hope the Lorcana vault becomes like an actual VHS vault and everything comes back at some point. That's a good point.
It is Disney. They should have done like a whole vault theme for it just to go into it. I feel like most people that play would know.
Okay, so Jonathan, I also do not understand the Prince John hate. And
I think Prince John is like a fairly good card. Like you have to have like the cards to make Prince John work. So he's very fair. He's not unfair by any means. If you don't have the combo, Prince John is useless, which is what makes him fair because it's not just overly consistent.
Yes, I agree with you. And I feel like a lot of people hate on Prince John, but it takes a decent amount to get Prince John to work.
That's true.
And I think the other cards are really what people don't like.
Yeah. It's not the Prince John specifically. It's what pairs with the Prince John.
Yeah. All right. Should we talk about this lovely deck that I played this weekend?
It's missing a few cards, in my opinion, but...
Get out of here. It's not. It worked perfectly. That's honestly, I had 2 games the whole weekend, or 2 matches the whole weekend, where I felt like I was not having a good time. And it was an adventure in those 2 matches. But outside of that, this deck was super consistent. And I think I put them on the still for this episode. But the biggest performers in it were obviously our good hamster friend, Namari, Ariel, Sonic Warrior, and Beyond the Horizon. Those were the 4 cards that put in work in different matchups. So
Namari is just such a good card.
Such a good card. And I liked having 4 of her. A lot of people prior to this weekend were only maybe running 2. And the 4 count to me felt way more consistent because there were some matchups that I didn't need her. So it felt good to just ink her. I didn't have to worry about it. But she was always good to have late game in any matchup because at that point, I've got at least 8 cards in my discard. So she's sitting at an 8/5 plus, or as I would say
bye-bye everything.
She's sitting this many cards. I pick up my discard. I'm like, more than 5. If you need me to count, I will, but more than 5.
Like, golly. Namari is just ridiculous. Okay, so obviously we know Big Tink is getting reprinted, right?
Yeah, that is
that's the only one we know. Her with a Namari in a deck is I need somebody to make it work for me because I just love those 2 cards, and I don't know if they would actually work together well enough in a deck, but I want them to. I would just imagining Tinkerbell killing everything and just buffing Namari.
I would be interested to see Namari in some sort of deck that is able to give her rush. Yeah.
Blue Steel. Yeah.
Blue Steel, that That would be very good. I'm just excited to see what changes when we rotate some cards out as well.
Mm-hmm. Your wheels. Interesting that you didn't put. I'm surprised you didn't put the wheel on your card.
So the wheel, like, I needed the wheel to make some matchups work.
Honestly,
Particularly,
you milled out a lot of people over the weekend. I thought your bingo card was just gonna be a whole new world.
okay, so the only time I needed to mill people out was in the Ruby Sapphire matchup. So obviously, that matchup against Steel Song is notoriously horrible. It's not fun to play. I
You
hate
cracked
it.
the code though.
I think I did.
At least for the weekend. Now, granted, everyone was like, "Oh my gosh, she is milling people out on stream," and the chat kind of blew up. People were like, "This is really happening. Oh my gosh, he doesn't even know what's happening because he's still drawing. Oh no."
So it's funny. We can go through my matchup. So my first round matchup was actually Eric, who is from the DFW area and took second. Sorry. And I did, in fact, mill him. And he goes, well, shoot. This wasn't how I wanted to start the day.
That's the correct response. Is just, well, shoot.
And then I just said, well, you're just going to keep winning the rest of the day. And he did. So
it worked out. It was fine.
The one loss was not anything that hurt him. But in this matchup, once again, the Namaris were really, really helpful against the McDuck banner. Being able to take that out in one swing feels so much better.
Yeah. I think Amber Steel needed Namari.
Mm-hmm. So that was essentially my strategy against Red Blue, was to keep, or sorry, Ruby Sapphire, to keep the deck size in. I wanted to make them draw as much as they could and keep their board state contained.
Which is so difficult.
Yeah, and it really is. So managed it in this matchup pretty well throughout the day. I did not have any of my whole new worlds clump, which is good. There was the game on stream. I did lose 2 whole new worlds, but he was drawing for answers so much that it was okay.
Yeah. Well, it's because you kept Beyond the Horizon, and so he only had like 3 cards in hand, so he would have to dig because he's like, he didn't really have any other choice.
Right.
But so what was your answer to the Maui Sharks primarily in your Ruby Sapphire?
Zeus.
If you didn't get it, what was your thoughts on, if you didn't have it in hand, how many had you gone through, or like what were you thinking whenever one would hit the ground?
So if one hit the ground and I didn't have a Zeus in hand, I will say I was pretty lucky. Most of the times I saw a shark, I had a Zeus or I had a big body on the board, which I don't mind losing my body on the board if it's also taking out the shark. If they get something back from that, that's not the end of the world in my mind if I manage it as like a 1-to-1 trade. So I think having the Namari out, or having something that would put damage and keep damage on the shark, so I could use either like one of my smaller damage actions to.
Yeah, so just like let the storm could just finish him off.
Exactly.
Whew.
I was playing against.
I'm nervous for Amber Steel with the rotation, simply because there's so much Amber Steel that is from those first 4 sets.
My round 2 was in fact my one loss of the day. And this was the matchup that I did not see anything. I lost the die roll.
Like a mirror almost, except they were running one Ursula instead of just the troubadours, and they had Mulan in there.
they're running the Robin Hood package, which I was not. This is a spicy steel song deck.
This looks like what Chelsea was playing yesterday, honestly.
It is close.
I was like, that's like where I just basically hit. I was like, I'm going to hope you just don't have cards in hand and don't grab your swords.
Yeah, no rhinos, which feels not as good, but they won the die roll and they were able to answer every single character I put on the board. So it was a very quick match.
Yeah, that's why I hate Amber Steel. Honestly, hate playing against it. It's just, it feels like every time you play something, it's just pow.
And
or as our good friend would say, bonk.
Yes.
Which is now the official term for challenging. And I will accept no questions.
I'm fine with that. Round 3, I went into another Amber Steel. This one was more aggro. I did not see the Vinny at all. They did not play the Vinny. So
only a one of. That's not super surprising.
So in those 3 games, I didn't see anything crazy. My biggest help here were my rhinos in this matchup. It was easy to clear
just
characters and not take any damage. So they were really positive trades on my end. And I think that was in the matchup, that was really...
Did you win the die roll on this one?
No, I was on the play. Oh no, I did. So sorry, I can read my notes. I did win the die roll in this one.
You weren't prepared for me to have so many questions.
No, I was. I took notes because I knew you would ask me questions.
I'm figure where I can see better from farther away.
Yeah, so these were grindy games. We both were in the last game. So I won the first game, they won the second, and we went to the third. For the third game, it was to the point where we were both top decking.
So it's just...
And they could not find an answer to my board. I was able to keep their board pretty controlled, but they weren't able to answer mine. So that was really, I think, a big piece of advice in a matchup like that when you get to the point of top decking would be making sure you're being cautious of when you're questing and when you're kind of taking a turn off or what you're questing on your turns, because you want to make sure that you're keeping your board state pretty well managed with the knowledge that you don't have any cards in hand. So for example, I was questing with my rhinos. I was questing with, I think, the Rapunzel and the Troubadour were like some characters that were
felt big enough where you were pretty safe, where they couldn't just one-shot it.
Exactly. And it was basically allowing me to still feel like I was progressing towards 20, but also keeping a board state that I felt like if they took something out, I could still continue to top deck. No, thank you.
She killed it. We're so proud of her. Cameron Franklin? That is a different Cameron.
That is.
Aha. Courtney's husband's also name is Cameron, but I was like, why did he change it to Franklin? I'm so confused. I thought I missed something in a group chat somewhere where there was a joke.
Nope. You did not. That is a different person.
It would also be on brand for Cameron to change his name just to be like, good job.
That would be very funny. So this matchup for Amethyst Emerald, I was on the draw, and this matchup felt very good. So at League last week, we
had quite a few people playing this at League right before that.
Well, I was playing this.
I would say I was playing it also. Me, you, and I think like 2 other people were also playing it like the same week. The deck
And
is fun.
I really enjoy this deck. I went up against Steven, who was playing a Steel Song deck, and he wrecked me.
Steven has been killing it, everyone, and wrecking everyone's lives with Steel Song lately. Let's be honest.
That's very true, but
also this deck, like this deck, the only deck that seems to do consistently well against Amber Steel is Amber Steel itself, in my experience, as of lately.
Well, it was interesting because they played their first card, and I think it might have been, obviously there's like 100 Diablos in this deck, but I want to say it was a purple. Like
that's the appropriate one that I would think you would want against an Amber Steel if you know what you're playing against.
Yeah.
Even if you don't, it's kind of like that one.
Essentially, that was what they played, and I was like, okay, I'm pretty sure this is Amethyst Emerald. When I was playing this deck, I got wrecked by Steel Song. So I'm like, cool, this is going to be great. I just manifested having the same experience as Steven, but in me,
this is what's going to happen.
I was like, okay, so this is going to be fine. They're not going to discard my cards. I'm good. I'm great.
They're just not going to get the right combos off. It's just not going to happen. I get that.
And that was, in fact, what happened. And then we had my stream match, which was round 5. I was a little nervous going into this match because obviously this is still my hardest matchup.
And it's a little bit of a different build.
And
pretty similar to the one that you had earlier in the day.
Yeah, I think the other piece,
Mal Dragon, but I don't see a ton of differences.
The biggest difference, oh no, this one did have Be Prepared. I don't know why I thought this one didn't.
The other, no, it still has 2. This one only has 2 Sisus.
Yeah.
The other one I think ran more big Sisus.
Well,
which is basically just Be Prepared, but only for you.
Yes. I hope Sisu does not come back. Sisu will not be missed. Yeah, this was a good matchup. My deck did all the things it was supposed to. If anyone wants to go watch this matchup, it's on JDZ Quests page.
It was very fun to watch. Also, just like from both sides, and like being in the chat. I was watching it, and I was with my nieces and my son, and so they were like over my shoulder. The girls were like asking me questions about like what was happening and what does this do, and so I was like explaining basically how to play the game to them while I'm watching you play and responding to chats. I was like, my brain feels like it's gonna melt.
I was really happy that it did all the things it needed to do. So I don't remember. And I even watched it back, and I didn't make the note of if I was on the play or on the draw for this match.
I believe we were on the draw.
I think I was too.
Yeah, because I remember thinking like, oh, and then they played Blue Red, and I was like, okay, you know what? I was like, that's not terrible. It's not great to be on the draw at any time, but there are worse matchups to be on the draw for your deck.
So essentially, the first game I did not deck them out. I quested for game. And the big thing to remember in this matchup is to try to start off aggro. So as soon as you notice that they're playing Ruby Sapphire,
get as much in as you can.
That is when I start putting Smees. I am just trying to get as many 2-questers out as quickly as possible, and maybe playing a couple, like dropping 2 characters at once, instead of playing some of my larger characters with the intention that I'm going to try to quest. And then in the second matchup, or the second game of this matchup, I got a Beyond the Horizon in my starting hand. And
that's just a sign at that point. That's the cards telling you this is our game plan.
So at that point, I was like, okay, I have a Cindy, the one drop three singer. So I played her on turn 1, and then I played a Troubadour on turn 2, sang Beyond the Horizon, and then just kept trucking along. And pretty quickly in that second game, I knew I was not going to be able to probably get to 20. So I switched to plan B, which is
I think we all saw whenever you switched to that because you played Beyond the Horizon and then right after that played A Whole New World. And the second the Whole New World hit the ground, I knew exactly what you were doing. I was like, oh, she's going for it.
Well, it was so funny because I think I had let someone borrow my Steel Song deck in League the week before and was explaining this strategy to them while they were playing it. And plan B, plan Z. No, it's plan B.
Plan B is just win. Plan A is just win. Plan B is just make it where they can't win.
Exactly. So it went really well for me. I definitely have no complaints.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that matchup, that second game, you really just like you playing into the Mulligan, you played it perfectly where like he really had no choice but to keep digging because you would wheel him, but then immediately just kind of rip cards out of his hand, or he would end up having to play things where he was still having to dig to answer what you were doing. So he was you're forcing him to kind of dig for those answers. And I think you did a really good job of that. That's why it was so much fun to watch.
Yeah, it was definitely one of those moments, particularly going back. There are not a lot of times where I want to go back and watch myself on stream, but that was a match where I was like, I want to see that game again because I was like, that's one that I want to just whenever I'm having a bad week of Lorcana, I'll go back and watch that one.
Yeah. Like, you know what? I am not bad. The cards just don't like me today.
Exactly.
I have to remind myself that.
So for round 6, I paired into Ruby Amethyst. This matchup used to be much more favorable to Steel Song, but I think with the shift to more of like the Maui Shark as
the
well
Pirate's
as
Life, the Hades, like it kind of makes it more of like a pretty fair matchup.
And the evasives. I think the evasives
player.
are also hard in this matchup.
Yeah.
So this one was relatively like back and forth and was really down to the wire. Like I was trying to make sure I kept my hand size pretty healthy throughout the match and was thinking through turns that they would be playing be prepared. And I think that's really important in this matchup is there were a few times I basically took the turn off to play anything. I inked and quested, and that was it because I was fairly certain I was going to see be prepared the next turn just based on the board state. I was able to answer a lot of my opponent's board state in this matchup and therefore had them in a position where they wanted to play be prepared a little more frequently than
I feel like Be Prep is one of those things where you can kind of you feel the air shift, the ground starts rumbling, the hyenas are coming, and you sense it.
I think that this is a really like if you're able to get reps into this matchup, I think it's a lot like it's very easy to tell when things are going to be played because there are a lot of tells from your opponent.
Like if they take turn 6, they don't play anything and they're moving everything to their library.
Yes.
Everything's going. Everything's leaving. Oh no.
Another thing
another
thing that shined in this matchup was Namari. Constantly. Namari was just she was an all-star. It was nice to take out the library to stop card draw. Beyond the Horizon was also good in this matchup because
they are drawing so much.
It kind of reset if they were doing rabbit fox bouncing. That was something that was really helpful because they always
also rhinos just like being big enough early on to be able to take out those foxes.
Really nice.
Like, I hate it. I played Ruby Amethyst at PPG because I was like, there's going to be a lot of Amber Steel. Typically, this does better into Amber Steel. I know it. Easy to go with. Yeah, rhinos made things quite difficult for me. I hated it.
Yeah. Which is, so it's interesting that you say that because they teched in this racer card.
I was trying to, this Vanellope.
Yeah.
I was trying to see it. I was like, I can't
it's a 3/1 2-drop. So it breaks the resist on Rhino, which doesn't feel like a bad trade in this, or if they're able to then drop a crab, they can trade in. Yeah. So at this point, the day was seven rounds, and I was the lowest seeded 4-1 or 5-1. There we go. It was the lowest seeded 5-1 after round 6. So that meant that I got paired down into someone who was a 4-2. So I had to play my 7th round. I wasn't able to draw into day 2. And it was very funny because I do not math the drawing math. I don't
understand it. If someone comes up to me like, hey, I did the math for you. If it's someone that I know and I trust, I'm like, I'm gonna just, okay, whatever you tell me to do, because I don't understand how the math works, especially because I think I was learning TCGs and with this format, right? And then they were like, oh, we're gonna do 2-game format. Math is completely different.
Yeah, it's
and then now we're back to 3-game format. And I'm like, okay, you know what? I don't know. We're here to play a game. Let's just play the game because I don't know.
Yep. So after round 6 I found a friend. My friend who was with me did the math, and we found a friend.
Very good at
math. And I was like, do I have to play next round? And we confirmed I needed to play next round. And it
also matters what everyone else around you is doing as well.
Yes. But mainly my decision was pretty much made because I was the lowest seed in my game matches, essentially. So this matchup, all I can say is I wanted to apologize to my opponent after the game.
It's like the diggy hole.
It is. They never got a train out there. Or a mine.
The 7 Dwarves mine? Oh, gosh.
Yes. They also, both games, I was able to shift my aerial on turn 4.
Ooh.
Which a 3/8 trades into
everything.
Everything except
everything for this.
Lawrence, Rhino, and Rapunzel on their list. And turn 4 to shift that aerial and then be able to, I had other characters and I had songs. This matchup was done, I think, in maybe 20 minutes.
Oh.
So I
just did all of the things.
I was like, I am sorry.
Yeah.
But
the cards sometimes just don't do the things, and that's just how it is sometimes.
It was great on my end.
And it feels bad for everyone around.
The cards did the things.
It's like, this deck has answers to all of these things except for this one thing. But even if they could answer all the other little things, the big aerial is just too much.
Yeah. And so before I talk about day 2, I think there's a couple things that I wanted to touch on for how my day 1 went. And the biggest thing that I can say is I went into this weekend, one, not deciding what I was playing until after League on Thursday night. So I decided kind of last minute what I wanted to play, decided I wanted to get one last big tournament with my Steel Song deck. And my husband does know the way to my heart. If she would be, I would be so happy. And I went into the weekend thinking I'm really excited to go to Arkansas. There's a bunch of people that are going to be at this tournament that I really enjoy hanging out with and seeing and getting to spend time with. I was really excited to spend time with Mo and Mandy and the rest of the Inkfinity team. So I really went up with a mindset of like, I'm there to have fun. And I think that was really helpful the entire day. So game 1, I felt good because I had teched my deck for the worst matchup. So I was like, this is going to like, it's going to work. It's going to be fine. And I think I would normally have gone into that matchup and sat down at the table and been like, I'm going to lose. And I think just that tiny mind shift was really impactful.
Taking yourself out before the game actually starts.
Yeah. And then in round 2, when I lost, I did a really good job of being like, that wasn't me. I didn't make any, like, not to say I was being cocky, but like, I didn't make any mistakes. I didn't get the answers and I can't control that.
You can't draw the cards and you can't play them.
Exactly. So I shook that loss off really quickly. And I think that that is a really important lesson when you're new to a TCG, that if you lose a match, you can't let it hang over your head the rest of the day, or it really will impact your play. And I just went into every game being like, I can win this. It'll be fine. I'll win this. And I think that that is a very different mindset than I would have had a month ago or even 3 months ago. And I think trusting yourself when you go into a tournament that you did the work.
You know the matchup, you know what you need to do, and we have a witch on our side also, so that helps.
Yeah. I just think that as a female in the TCG play space, it is very easy to get intimidated by a lot of the rest of the space, even in Lorcana. Like, Lorcana is very welcoming, very friendly community, but it still is, when you're in a competitive space or competitive tournament, it is still hard. For example,
also just like internal anxiety of like, yep, I've been playing this game for this long now and I want to do good and I want to be better. And you put pressure on yourself, I think, more so than anything else, knowing you. And I love you because I do the same thing. That's why I can say it. But you are harder on yourself probably than anyone else could be. And that's a big part of getting past your inner thoughts is a huge battle.
And I think that that was one thing that didn't happen at all on Saturday. I was just like, cool, this is fun. Hey, I'm doing well. This is great. And left it at that. And that was awesome, because the one thing I was going to say is like the one negative thing that happened the entire day, like Lorcana, great space. My favorite was someone came up to me at the end of the day because I did finish day 1 in first place.
We have screenshots to prove it.
Oh,
you're gonna put it on a t-shirt.
Congrats. I would have never expected that you would be in first place at the end of today. And it was one of those moments where I was like, you think you're complimenting me right now,
but you're really not.
But you're not.
That's like a very backhanded.
Yeah. So
it was probably with the best of intentions and not executed. It just did not hear how it was coming.
Exactly.
No.
No. So that
We're
was
gonna get off the air and he's gonna be like,
yeah. And then the other thing that I wanted to call out was I don't remember what round it was, but I had to call a judge for a turn. So I was playing Troubadour. Troubadour has resist, and my opponent went into my character trying to get an extra damage for Rapunzel, and they went into Troubadour with a Troubadour. So it was like they weren't thinking through the play, and I also in the moment wasn't thinking through the play, because let them put the damage on it and basically caught it as they drew their cards for Rapunzel. And I was like, I know you did not mean to do this. I don't know how to we can't resolve this, the two of us.
yeah,
Because
at that point you need to call a judge.
Yeah, because you have now seen your cards, essentially.
Yeah, there's no going back at that point.
Mm-hmm. So called the judge over. The judge was awesome, super easy, like explained the situation. We resolved it very easily. But it was just one of those moments where I was like, okay, remember you can call a judge.
It is okay. Yeah, I learned that the very hard way during the Stitch set champs, of knowing if things happen, people are not always going to just do the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
It is okay to call a judge no matter who that person is.
Yep. Yeah, and it was a very good experience. I felt it was Kristen, who will also, as a fun surprise for everyone, be on our show next week to talk about being a judge.
Yay!
So I just always, that's one of the pieces of advice I always give newer players in their first larger event, or not even like super large event, even if it's just a set champ, anything where like it's more than.
If you're unsure or you're uncomfortable, just call them. That's what they're here for. If the person gets mad at you for calling a judge, it's probably because they were doing something they're not supposed to be doing.
100%. And then there was another point in the day where my opponent made a mistake, realized it after they declared it. And I think as a female player, a lot of the times we are in the mindset to be nice, because
or we're also expected to just be nice.
And that as well. And I wouldn't let them take it back. And I was like, in this setting, I can't. I'm sorry.
If this was on a random day, I wouldn't care. For something like this, ooh.
Yep. And so feeling comfortable doing that, even though it's not very comfortable, and just like letting it fall off after it happens is really important. My opponent handled it very well. There was not, I don't think, any animosity towards me from doing that, but just figured I would call that out because I know that that's a position.
It's a very uncomfortable position to be in, but it is okay to say no. Like,
exactly.
Also, no is a full sentence. We're going to go back to elementary school here for a second. No is a full sentence. You don't have to justify it.
Mm-hmm.
You can just say no.
And this is a good call out. So we had to call a judge because neither of us knew how to order the play. The bag is confusing. I don't know who thought the bag was a good idea, but it's confusing as all get out.
I think that's like a magic thing that carried over into Lorcana, where they're like, oh yeah, that's just all TCGs. It just goes into the bag. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. Can we make it a stack instead? Like, instead of a mystery bag where it just all gets at, because like it makes me picture like my purse. I throw a pen in there and then who knows?
It's gone forever. Who knows where it is? Yeah, no, I feel that way as well. And then so day 2, I played into Christmas. If anyone's interested in playing Christmas, I would recommend going on to the Illumineers We Talk Lorcana show from earlier this week. Cody does a really good job of explaining his deck and what he would change after the fact, because even though he came in first and then on Sunday also came in top 8 for the 3K with this deck, he said he still wants to change things. So I would recommend watching that and listening to him. He does a great job. It's also a very entertaining episode. We get a little off the rails from time to time. Also,
Nothing to do with me. I would never.
Also today, Cody posted a deck guide on Twitter or X that is very, very informative, and I recommend
the comedic relief that we all need.
Yeah. So I did go 0-2 in this matchup. The second game was better than the first, but I did make some mistakes in the second game. But ultimately, I wasn't drawing any of the cards I needed to make this an okay matchup. Exactly. It really is the best deck guide I have ever watched as well.
We need real life Momo cards.
Mm-hmm. I would, yes.
I need it to be more than just a picture and a video.
I would like a Momo.
I need the real thing.
A Momo Go-Go. When you watch the video, you will understand.
Those who know, if you don't, go watch the video.
Go watch the video. I won't be mad if you.
It's very short.
Yeah. It's like a 2-minute guide. It's very good. It's very informative. But
Short
to be honest, it actually is semi-helpful of what is important in this deck in your matchups.
Your key players. What not to switch out, basically.
So yeah, I honestly, it was a rough matchup. It was a rough 2 games, but at the same time, I don't know how much different I would have done because I just didn't have the answers. And sometimes that just is how the
sometimes you just have to draw the cards in the right order, and just if you don't get them in the correct order, it's just things get out of hand very quickly.
Yeah. So yeah, that was InkClash. It was fantastic. Highly recommend Sharp Gaming in Arkansas. It was a wonderful store. It's massive.
Is it them that's having the 10K in November?
Yes. I think it's a 10K and they're doing 2 tournaments again. So I think I would highly recommend
make another road trip. But I should actually try to go to this one with you.
Yes. We'll make you go this time.
The baby can stay with daddy.
Everybody out in Arkansas. Oh, there we go. Thank you.
Hee.
Yes. 10K in November. Love to see it.
We'll come in tow. Friendship bracelets in tow.
Oh yeah, I brought them and then I totally forgot to hand them out.
It's because you weren't friends. You were too busy milling people out.
Wasn't Mickey?
The guide was it's on X for Inkfinity Team Cody. Cody from Inkfinity. Someone was asking about where's the guide at.
Oh, hold on. Yeah, we also retweeted it.
Yes, it's also on our X. So you can just click our link and go to ours and it'll take you right to it. Easy peasy.
Oh, yes. Sorry. There we go. I was like, who asked? Where was that? How did I miss it?
It popped up right up mine and I was like, oh, I can read that comment. I moved that slightly closer where I could actually read things.
Yeah, it was a good time. I highly recommend if you're able to make the trip. It's a little wonky to get to because you have to fly. You either have to drive all the way there or fly in and then drive. The airport in town is pretty expensive to fly to. So
I want to look up and see where it's at and see how far it is from Joey's aunt's house.
Probably, I don't think it's far.
I was like, at that point, we might just be like, "Hi, Aunt Billy, we're here to stay."
We went to an amazing Thai place for dinner after day 1, which was very funny because I went with it was JDZ Quest, Liam, a bunch of the Inkfinity team, and Cody and I sat on opposite ends. And we were mean mugging each other. Not actually. We were not, but it was very funny that we
story of he was like, "Oh, who's your? Do you know who you're playing?" And y'all were just like, "That one."
JDZ asked me, and I was like, "Cody," and he's like, "Oh, that's why you guys are sitting so far from each other."
It would have been funnier if y'all were like sitting out the same end of the table together, just like directly across from each other, and it was just silent.
Yeah, that would also
as he asked, and y'all were just like,
It was also very funny because we exchanged deck lists the night before, and he initially was joking that he's like, "Oh, you should send me your deck list. I won't practice against it." And he's like, "No, but really, I'm not going to practice against it at all."
And you're like, "I cannot promise you that."
And I was like, I can send you mine, but I am absolutely going to practice against yours because you're playing Christmas. I have no idea how I'm supposed to be in this matchup.
Amber Steel, okay, you played it. At some point, you have played against it. You've probably played the deck yourself. You know the general idea of it. Christmas, I would be like, what? What is this?
What is this?
Okay.
And the answer is, so my match on stream definitely doesn't depict how to play into this deck with Steel Song. The night before, I was on with my team, and we basically talked through that the best strategy for me into the deck would be to try to get as much board presence as possible because there is no Be Prepared in the deck. So being very conservative at the start of the game on what I was questing with to keep it as long as possible, and understanding that I needed to ink every turn until I got to at least 5 ink to be able to play pretty much everything in my deck on like a 1. I already have the ink. Here we go. So I definitely was not able to try that strategy out the day of the event because my deck did not cooperate with me. But when I was running test games, it cooperated significantly more. So it's not an unwinnable match, but it definitely is a hard matchup.
Say it looked like it has a lot of, I'm going to answer what you put out. My stuff is going to be okay though. And then whatever you do have in your hand, you can say goodbye to.
Yeah. Yeah.
It seems like the general game plan of Christmas is it's not Christmas. It's Christmas for me. You get nothing.
No presents for you. I am the Grinch.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm like, ugh.
But it was a good time. We've got are
you doing any set champs this weekend?
So I'm going to the My Chemical Romance concert this weekend, and I am so excited. So Saturday, I know I am not, but Sunday I might try to play one. I haven't played one yet, so that's why I was like, I really need to. I need to get my Jafar.
Like, we have our one for our collection. I sent my husband out on that mission first week. Mm-hmm. And so he got ours for us, and then he judged this past weekend, which is why we couldn't go to Sharp Gaming because he was already judging. And then so I was like, it's like
it's the guide you didn't know you needed. You're welcome.
Yeah, we shared that treasure of knowledge with you.
I laughed for a good amount of time after and during watching it.
Yep. I'm tempted to go just to play something with Gantu in it, just to force Liam to actually have to make the sticker.
Yes, that's my thing. That's
the only reason why I'm contemplating.
For anyone watching that didn't watch the Illumineers episode this week, Liam put out a challenge for the last week of set champs, and that is to make Gantu happen.
Not the good Gantu. The Gantu we all know.
It is the Gantu. It is the good Gantu.
No, the set one Gantu.
I will defend the Gontu for Liam.
Listen, he didn't defend Nathaniel Flint. Gontu, terrible.
So there's two ways you can win the challenge. You can literally just play a Gontu in your deck. It's inkable. Ink that sucker turn 1. Or you could go big and actually play him.
Yeah.
And if you can
Federation captain. Sorry, if you can the chat.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that one.
Yes.
It is that one. It's for the Illumiteers. So if you do happen to do it and you do not see it on their thing, you have to send it to them so that they know. Yep. So that you can get your prize of whatever it is that Liam is doing, because he doesn't even know.
He doesn't know.
It was a very thrown together on stream giveaway. So,
but I would like to participate in that challenge very much so. I also
can't just ink it, but if someone else is also doing it and they also place the same as you and they actually play it, then they would actually win.
Yeah. So yeah, there are two ways to win the challenge. It's to just play it in your deck and you can ink it and it is fine, or you can actually play it. And that's
what he needs photo evidence that it was actually on the board and played.
Yes, you do. Also going into this weekend, I would expect to see Christmas.
Yep. You're going to see 1 or 2 of those. Oh, yes. It is top 4, not just top 8 for Liam's challenge.
That is correct. So I think you'll see Christmas. I also think, at least from what I have been seeing locally, which your local meta may be different than our local meta. We've also seen a lot of Blurple, because it answers Ambersteel pretty well.
Mm-hmm. Ambersteel aggro specifically.
And so that's a really good point to bring up. And Cody mentioned this on stream on Monday, is if you are interested in playing Ruby Emerald, would advise playing it and getting some reps in before just going to champs and trying to play it, because it isn't a walk in the park to...
There's a reason why not very many people play that deck or that color combo.
I think the deck is, and here I'll show it again, I think it's a little unforgiving if you don't get the correct cards. One of the things Cody mentioned is he lost all the games that he wasn't on stream. He lost his first game. So his first game of each matchup he lost, and then he had to kind of grind to get game 2 and 3. So it is not the easiest deck to pilot. And I think he made it look easy. He is a fantastic player. Yes, it's very true. 100%. It's a very mulligan sensitive deck. I would agree with that. So yeah, if you do decide to take that 2-set champs, make sure you get some reps in so it goes well.
Reps in against what you know you're gonna see.
Well, did we miss anything this week?
I don't think so. We were pretty focused on talking about... We, unlike Illumiteers on Monday, stayed on our agenda. Like it's hard.
Oh gosh. Don't put that challenge out into the universe, because someone's going to
antagonize Liam enough that he's just going to come and bombard us.
Yes,
with bots.
Right, rightfully so. He's going to get you back for the terror you caused in chat.
It's not my fault that the people wanted to hear about the gospel of Nathaniel Flint.
No. Cool. Yeah,
listen,
I think
we've got a couple weeks. Everyone's gonna know Nathaniel. Just wait. Smee is not gonna get reprinted, and people are gonna be like, "What can fill in this 2-cost 3/3 spot?" Nathaniel.
But for him to work, you need the 3-cost or not the 3 costs, the 1-drop Cindy singer.
Yeah, but we know she's gonna get reprinted.
I love your faith. I am very concerned.
She's gonna get reprinted. It's fine.
Please don't take away my Enchanteds.
At least you know that they're not gonna redo the Enchanteds. So your Enchanted stocks will just our extra ones that we had that we were gonna.
Speaking of Enchanteds, did I tell you that Mandy and Mo helped me finish my set 1 Enchanteds?
Oh no, show them off.
The only Enchanted I was missing was Aurora for set 1, and they happened to have it. So now
the chat understands the
dumb no.
Just
I don't know who you are, but do not entice her.
Listen, when Smee doesn't get reprinted, it's people are going to be looking for the answer.
This is an understatement. They absolutely are. And coming
to actually meet them in person.
Sticker.
I'm excited that they will be coming to the DCI because I will at least get to meet them then. Because they came to DFW for things.
Yes.
But every time that they have been to DFW for some sort of tournament, I've had some sort of something happen where I can't be at the tournament that I plan on being.
Which DCI is going to be so much fun. I was hyping it on Monday. I'm hyping it today. I'm going to be hyping it until September. If you want to
at some point, we'll figure out the card that they'll be giving because last time they did the sad Maui shark.
I know. I'm hoping
we'll get to release it once we get the official art for it.
I love that. I think I've convinced and sold everyone on Inkfinity that they should come. Oh my gosh.
I feel like Liam didn't know we were going to be friends, and I just decided it after
that we were going
Aaron with their little one and me also having a little one not much younger than them. I was like, you know what? We're just going to be friends. I just started approaching them at things all the time and was just like, yeah, this is happening now.
I know Liam and Katie because I have not known Katie as long as I've known Liam because you just decided you were going to be friends with Liam. Then when I met Liam, I was like, Liam and Aaron, hi, I'm another version.
Aaron also was just like, I like this one too. I keep
we'll keep both of these. So they're wonderful humans.
Fantastic.
Same with Mo and Mandy. They're super nice. You should always feel like you can come say hi to other people in the community.
So the chat's asking if we know what the promo/map will be for the DCI.
I don't know yet. I've been trying to get it out of the lock.
So have I, and they have it under lock and key.
Yeah.
Like, I've accepted I cannot get it out of Jonathan because Kirby would make Jonathan disappear. And Kirby is Steel Vault.
Yeah. I am hoping that maybe we'll get an announcement next week.
I got a slight hint for it, and even the hint gave me absolutely nothing.
Absolutely not. The hint I got was that they have picked a card.
Yeah, the hint I got was the first one that they got, they were like, we don't know if it's really going to be playable. So they want to make sure it's something that people can actually, like, could potentially play with. So I was like, but could potentially play with means it could be a previous set that's getting rotated out and they just don't know if it's going to get reprinted or not. And they could be waiting for that. And who knows? When their brother-in-law is the one who is the little angel that does the art for it and orders all the things.
It's actually Jonathan and Kirby that do it.
They do it too? Okay. I thought they said the other day that Griff did it. Like he did the Christmas cards.
Nope. It's been Jonathan and Kirby. This has been their baby.
Jonathan's comment. That's exactly how I picture what Jonathan was about to break.
That's pretty much.
That's exactly what happened.
Jonathan, it was nice knowing you. Kirby gotcha.
She used the Owala bottle I just gave her and just like chunked it because it's one of the big ones.
Oh,
I bedazzle it so it's even extra heavy.
Extra heavy, yeah. All right. We've stayed on a little bit longer than normal. Not super, but
at least we stayed on topic.
we did stay on topic for the most part. Next week, we're going to have a wonderful guest, and we're going to talk about what it's like being a judge, because neither of us could ever. So I'm super excited.
There's a lot happening. Maybe eventually, in several years from now, I could gain enough knowledge to do that. There is an art form to judging.
It is. I don't think I have it.
I don't know if I have it either.
There we go. I'm putting it on stream next week.
Aha.
I've been told.
Yay! We have official. The queen of Diet Coke has announced.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, thanks for hanging out, everybody, and we will see you next week.